On Ben Affleck's name. Did you see that clip of him?
I did not see that. That's funny, though.
Think of the Golden Globes because it's the Hollywood Foreign Press.
It's
so
really
all
a
these
brain fart if you're Snoop, or are you just high?
Probably a little of both. I think he mispronounced a bunch of names. But he, it's the Hollywood Foreign Press. So people are getting nominated for movies that aren't even out yet here. And yeah, Snoop Dogg messed up a lot of them.
Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck. My fault. Sorry about that, Ben.
Mm-hmm. Ben Affleck. Maybe he was thinking Bella Fleck and the Fleck tones.
I did enjoy the Ben Affleck meme yesterday where he was, you know how they always picture him outside his house with like a cigarette in his mouth and he looks like hella stressed out?
Yeah.
They had that, but he was wearing a brown shirt. So it was just like, oh, that was a buzzer beater. And he just had a cigarette. I love a good Ben Affleck meme. He really saved Twitter.
But also this also goes to show you how desperate they are to get people to pay attention to award ceremonies now. You know, please welcome Snoop Dogg to help announce the Golden Globes for this year.
You can't bring in that much money. Like, I don't know why don't they just do it digitally? Why don't they just give you the award by mail and they can do every single clip?
It's a way to grease the Hollywood Foreign Press. It's a way to make entertainment reporters, in South Korea feel like they're part of the whole Hollywood scene.
It's so boring. All of them are so boring. Even like the ones that you expect to be fun, like the Grammys and the MTV Music Awards, like, boring.
None of them are fun.
Well, it's because we just have so much access now.
But it's like
it used to be the big thing. I mean, we've said this a million times on the show where the Oscars was like the one time a year you'd see all these people together.
You're right.
And you get to see them all dolled up. But now you see them all the time.
But that's what I don't understand. Like, even if it is a way
it's
to
an institution, though. Like, they can't just get rid of it because it also plays into how people. Yeah, there's just a lot of things that play into it.
Say the budget for like these performances, like the ones that I do see that make the rounds, like on social media, like they have these big elaborate like sets. I'm like, that has to cost maybe not hundreds of thousands, but thousands of dollars to do for a couple thousand people to watch it, and it's not.
I mean, it's more than a couple thousand that watch it.
Not the way they're going.
I know it's getting that way.
It depends on what award show you're talking about, but some of these literally are like you may have like 15,000 viewers at that given moment. They're not going to wait around to see one performance. They'll they know make the rounds the next day on YouTube. They'll wait till then. So I just not that maybe I'm just jealous I never got to go to one, but
This is all because you're jealous that you never got to go to an award ceremony?
Well, I just don't have the excitement.
I'll tell you, they're as boring in person as they are on television.
You talk about the MTV Video Music Awards when you saw like Alicia Keys, and you talked about how great it was.
Yes, that was the standout performance. That and when Rage Against the Machine wouldn't get off the stage.
What do you mean they wouldn't get off the stage?
They started, it was 2001 maybe or something. They were still trying to be like,
the drummer that
Against the
up?
Machine.
Yeah.
Timmy Comerford was like climbing the set pieces and he wouldn't come down, and they got to cut to commercial and they come back and it's a live broadcast and he's still up on the thing, and it was a
come down from there.
Well, yeah, it was because they were trying to be crazy, reckless, whatever guys.
They were raging against.
And that's
the
fine.
machine.
They were raging against the machine. But Alicia Keys, when they rolled her out, as a new artist or whatever, it was unbelievable. It was a singular moment in time for performances. But other than that,
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying I feel like it would be different if I was like invited to one, I put on a suit and, I am a part of something like the spectacle.
But then you'd be part of something that you said was boring and irrelevant.
But what I'm saying is it's boring and irrelevant because we're all watching it on TV. And I don't feel like if I'm at home, I could watch a million things.
You mean if everyone who were watching at home was invited, it would be more fun?
It'd just be so big.
Parking,
cool.
The 79th Annual Golden Globes coming live to you from the big house on the University of Michigan's campus. Alan, I put sandwich artist for a job title one time in a resume earlier in my career. The lady thought it was funny, and I got the job. Curious what that job was. Maybe it was for a different Subway location.
Sandwich artist, yeah.
Mike, we get calls from Mike, who's over on the west coast of Ohio from time to time, and he'll check in. Hi, Mike.
Hey, Alan, hate the show.
Hey, thank you. What's going on?
Well, first, I wanted to ask Bill, with all those sandwich-making skills, he must have gone to some Ivy League school, like an SU, like Stanford University or some other SU.
Oh, man. School of Hard Knocks.
Uh-huh.
Oh, man.
The school where he had to take
Mary's not in.
Psychology 101 was beef feelings, wasn't it? It was what those animals went through.
I learned to make my sandwiches and my sandwich art in the streets.
That's right.
A Medina.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, I was looking for the Saving Silverman reference. Mary wasn't in. I thought maybe we could sneak in some Jack Black, but probably not.
I'm sorry. I forgot about that.
We try to avoid any reference to Saving Silverman here on this show, Mike.
That's you.
Gotcha.
Stanford University? Subway University?
Yeah, exactly. I did want to answer a pressing question that I'm sure everyone on the show is asking themselves, just racking their brains all day, which was, like, if I was going to go to one of those Christmas walks and buy some cheap little trinkets for everybody on the show, what would I get them? Right? Everybody's thinking this.
Mm-hmm.
And so I thought I could run down some options for you here. We'll start with Mary. Definitely the little wax candy liquor bottles. She loves sweetness and, really living her old days around the holidays. It would just be fair that she got those. For Poundcake, I was thinking some Play-Doh. He could really knead and fist it in there and really take that dough and make some pound cake out of it.
Yeah.
Bill would be a pack of Whoppers. That's because it just aligns with his comedic style.
The burger or the candy?
The candy.
Uh-huh.
Those
right?
garbage-ass
It aligns
candies.
perfectly with, like, the normal picking up of little brown balls after his dog every day. Works with his comedy. It's perfect for him. And then, Alan, this one was tough. I settled on maybe breaking the bank here, but one of those copper zinc bracelets that really gives you overall health benefits.
Yeah, that Brett Favre is pitching on television all the time? Sure.
Exactly. Well, I know you're a huge fan of heavy metal, so the zinc and copper is perfect.
Yeah.
Right? And then also, I know that you just love made-up science.
I love what?
Just made-up science.
Oh, made-up science. The world is just replete with it. Yeah, I can't get enough. It's a golden age for made-up science, Mike. You're right.
Exactly. Well, I think if you just rub that well enough, JFK will come back.
Well, you've certainly given us food for thought, if you will.
Yep. Well, I just wanted to check in before the holidays. You guys have a good one.
Hey, thank you, Mike. I appreciate it, as always. And there's Mike, who's over there on the west coast of Ohio. Thank you, pal, for checking in. A couple people texted me with some breaking news that might be of interest to some people.
Exclusive news update.
That whole Larry Nassar thing. Remember Larry Nassar? This was the guy that was embroiled. He was molesting those girls on the U.S. Olympic team. And I think he was at Michigan State University.
State University Gymnastics.
This thing's been going on forever.
Let me guess, he killed himself.
Is he still alive? I don't even know if he... No, I think he's already dead, isn't he? Or anyway, they've approved a $380 million settlement between USA Gymnastics and the hundreds of victims of sexual abuse, many of whom were abused by Larry Nassar, who was
he's still alive. He's only 58.
Former teen doctor. He's in jail, though, right?
I think so.
Like, he's serving, like, hundreds of years.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and imagine this, by the way, too. I'm sure it's nothing he's concerning himself with, but if you go to Larry Nassar's Wikipedia page, it says he's an American convicted child molester and former osteopathic physician.
What's osteopathic?
Well, you're the doctor who osteopathic medicine is dealing with, isn't it joints and knees and things like that? Right? I mean, he was the gymnastics doctor.
But if he had hundreds of victims, then each person's going to only get like a couple 100,000.
I mean, I didn't break it down, but...
Because they said he was doing this for like decades.
Yeah.
Damn. Decades?
Osteopathic physicians are licensed to practice medicine and surgery in all 50 states. Oh, maybe it's more general than I'm think it is.
Paying out more, but this is being paid out by the school or the Olympics?
No, it's being paid by the Olympic Committee, I believe. Yeah, jeez. Which shows you how much money the Olympic Committee's walking around with.
$380 million.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, good for them.
USA Gymnastics and the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Committee have agreed to pay a $380 million settlement to hundreds of survivors of sexual abuse. Oh, it's just awful and gross. Mm-hmm. And this is one of these things, too, where it's like, obviously, those kinds of payouts are supposed to be punitive, but it doesn't make it doesn't change anything.
Yeah, it doesn't make you feel better.
And plus, the lawyers take a big cut, too.
He is right about that. Those lawyers take a big cut. It's almost like they want to be paid for their work.
That's why Misney wants to make him pay, by the way, because then he gets paid.
Well, I'm just saying, say you get $1 million. What's the lawyer taking? $600,000?
That's usually they get a third, right? I mean, standardized. I mean,
I don't think they're getting $600,000.
Okay, that's not bad.
No, I think they would get a hell of a lot more than that. I mean, I don't know what.
No, I mean but like out of the million, I don't think your lawyer's getting $600,000 of the million.
Okay, so what? $300,000?
If you want $1 million, I think they probably get $250,000, $275,000, $300,000 around there. I'm sure someone who is an actual practicing lawyer could tell me, but. And again, I hate to repeat myself because I already covered it at the top of the show, but you brought it up again. I was trying to avoid it. Make them slay. It should say, make them slay, Tim Misney. You've got a lovely wife. Kids seem nice. Merry Christmas from the Misneys. I get what you're trying to do. Kids probably goaded you into it. Dad, we're driving around. These are little kids, by the way. You're driving around. We see your picture on everything. Why can't we be up there? I get it. You want to make your kids happy. Christmas time, season of giving. Merry Christmas from the Misneys. I like it. I don't have any problem with it. I just thought it would say make them slay. Alan, I was in Springfield, Ohio over the weekend near Dayton. And I got off the highway, and there was a billboard that said there was a syphilis outbreak in that county. Boy, imagine that. Right off the highway. If you go left, there's a Popeye's chicken. If you go right, there's a syphilis outbreak. Okay. Thank you. Well, one more reason to never go to Dayton, Ohio. Right?
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
You know who was in Dayton this weekend?
Who?
Mary Santora.
Well, she's not here today. What was happening in Dayton?
I mean, that's near Springfield, and you said don't go to Dayton.
Oh, you're making a direct connection between.
I'm just saying. Maybe Mary knows how
more than we do.
How the syphilis started.
Some 18 years ago, I left Dayton, Ohio, with 2 very bad knees and a dream to become a Major League Baseball player. I thank God that the dream came true.
I wonder if Mike Schmidt was a very, very famous ball player for a long time. I wonder how long that syphilis outbreak has been happening out there.
That sounds pretty recent.
You know, some of these billboards get put up, and then they don't change for 25 years. They didn't describe the state of that billboard. If it's all kind of ragged and, you know, they just kept it up there. The county health department just goes, you know what? Listen, I have no indication that these syphilis cases in Springfield, I don't even know what county Springfield, Ohio is. But if you're one of our listeners in the Dayton greater metropolitan area, it's in Clark County. Springfield is the county seat of Clark County. And if that billboard is to be believed, the syphilis outbreak is real. So just something to consider. Now, again, I'm just going by what this person texted me. I'm sure those other people can corroborate that. So you get off the highway there, and there's a big old sign. That is not going to help the tourism dollars out there in the greater Dayton metropolitan area. Now, let me advance a more radical theory. I know it's not right next door, but it is part of the Dayton area. And it's not new information how STDs and STIs run rampant through the senior community. Do you think that there's any Venn diagram that connects that billboard with recent, you know where I'm going with this? With recent performances by the Kettering Banjo Society.
They get people frothy.
I in no way
horned up.
This is in no way any kind of slander. I'm just asking questions. That's all I'm doing. I'm just asking questions.
They start by fingering the banjo, and then it just carries on.
When that's what you've practiced.
He's almost done, too, right?
Yes.
Dick from Dayton's got days left.
He has got days left. That's why when my daughter asks me how many days until Christmas, I always follow up with, and here's how many days until Dick from Dayton retires from the Beaver Creek Lows. And she goes, I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm just asking about when I can open up the presents. And I said, don't talk back. I'm telling you about Dick from Dayton.
Did he say yakety
Isn't
yak
that
first?
amazing? I hope you think so.
What's that?
Did he say yakety yak before he said don't talk back? Because it carries more weight if you say that first.
That's right. Well, I play yakety sax, and then I tell her not to talk back, and it's a whole thing.
Why were you talking about beer holes and penises on the radio, Daddy?
Right. I say, here's how many days.
That's how I make my money.
That's how I pay for everything. Why do you think there's presents under the tree? Buttholes and penises, honey.
How do you think you got that $25?
Speaking of presents under the tree, over the weekend I was helping my mom wrap, and she was like,
Were you like going verse to verse? It was like a cipher?
I was helping my mom rap.
We were going,
my name's Teresa Brown, and
I'm here to say, give me your Heinen's gift cards every day.
No, she was all nice. She was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. You don't know how much you're helping me by assisting me in rapping because I have so much to rap. And then she had the nerve to criticize every box that I would rap. She's like, ooh, that corner's not tight. Oh, what are you doing there? She's like, that just looks like a rolled up piece of candy.
She thanked you for the help, not the skill. The skill is implied.
She wants you to get better.
Yeah.
Why can't you take
Why
criticism?
do you resist everyone who tries to help you improve?
She said it after the fact. I'm like, you want me to take it? You want me to unwrap everything? And
this is Poundcake's fundamental flaw.
Oh my God.
Is he never takes criticism as constructive. He takes criticism as criticism. She goes, "Ooh, look at that corner." How do you respond to her when she says that?
And you know she's a neat rapper. You know that she has high standards when it comes to rapping things. So why are you doing it all willy-nilly and not taking the time to do it to her standards?
You know, she's mad about my rapping. I'm mad that I have to...
She was paying a monkey to unwrap things.
This is true.
You run that in reverse. She wants you to be fastidious. I know you're a human boy, but she wants you to be fastidious.
She's trying to...
So what do you say when she criticizes your rapping?
I say, why are you acting all sedity? I'm using
Why
hospital
don't you
tape.
say, how would you like me to do it?
But she says it. She doesn't say it while.
Diddy.
She never says it while I'm rapping. She says it after it's done.
She goes, look at that.
And she's just like,
because she's concentrating on her rapping.
But she could be like, don't make those corners so neat, or don't make those corners so.
Do you think
loose?
Be honest. Do you half-ass it because you want to get it done?
No.
Why,
okay.
But why?
Sometimes I
why do you think a loose corner is okay in the first place?
Well, I don't know it's going to be a loose corner at the time. I might cut it with too much paper, and I'm like, well, already.
You got no rapping skills.
I have great rapping skills.
It doesn't
sound like
she has
it.
oblong presence and it's hard.
What the hell's hard about an oblong? It's still a box. It's a rectangle. Try wrapping.
It's not going to look super
Try
neat.
wrapping a tube of something.
It's not going to look super neat.
Or a squat. You know, you gotta figure out the circumference of a cone.
She's lucky I'm not taking the gift.
The volume of a cylinder.
And then taking the tape and just wrapping it around and making it look like a big sack. Like, she's lucky I don't do that.
You hear what he says? He goes, my mom's lucky that she gets to take advantage of my awful rapping skills.
I put effort in, and it's not perfect, but it's not bad either. She just makes fun of it. We could have made it a bonding experience.
Like it's bad.
It's not bad.
Sounds
it's not bad.
Says you.
We could have had
Teresa says different. I'm
going to trust Teresa's, who's rapped infinitely more presents than you.
That's right.
You said before that she would go above and beyond to try and make up for not having a dad around and get you guys all sorts of presents and make your birthdays great. And so I imagine when she puts presents around the tree, they look like they are straight out of a Hallmark card.
I mean, our presents do pretty much take up the whole tree. Like, you can barely see the tree amongst all the presents that we get.
And then here you are coming in here with these loose corners, just slopping paper over it, not even caring about the presentation of the present. It's called a present. That's because it's a presentation.
That's right.
I tell you what.
Wait, are you trying to imply that your haul for Christmas obscures the Christmas tree?
Yeah, that we have that many presents.
They go to the ceiling. And they cover your Christmas tree. You have to extract the tree from the pile of presents.
It covers like 2/3 of the Christmas tree.
Maybe your mom should sock away some of that Christmas money and not blow it out so she wouldn't be screaming at you for Heinen's gift cards.
She has a lot of people to buy for.
But that's even more reason for him to happily surrender the Heinen's gift card.
The one thing that I did do that was awful, I used too little of paper, and I had wrapped it, and then I didn't realize till after I wrapped it that there was like a whole side that needed to be covered up. So I took another piece of paper, covered it up, and then I taped around.
Oh, you used a piece.
I used a piece, and then just like taped around the corners, so it looks like it's just like patched up.
Yeah,
But other than that,
I mean, you can't be blamed for that. You just got to measure better.
well, I'm not taking a ruler. I set the present down, and I think the corners will
But
line up.
there's
and
a
they don't.
tactic.
There's a way to do it.
Yeah, you use the paper before you cut it. Make sure you have enough there to
I
measure
thought
it all
I
out.
did.
He's a terrible rapper.
I'm
Is what he's trying
not.
to tell you. He's like this guy, but with rapping.
I ran to the supermarket late last weekend. I hit the record button on my sound recorder, and I just came to splurting out the words in my head, saying boom, boom, boom.
Should whip that on your mom. See what Teresa likes then.
He's like, turn that gangster stuff off. It's Christmas.
She don't want to hear a very Snoop Dogg Christmas.
No.
Lil Nas Xmas.
Ooh, he's coming out with a Christmas album?
I just made that up.
Oh.
See how excited he was?
He was.
Ooh.
I was like, he's coming. He's on his back. He got a Christmas album coming out after Montero?
He's on his back. What?
He's on his bag.
Oh, they said he's on his back.
He might be on his back.
Hey. He's definitely a bottom.
I got to take a break. Hey, I'll have those